Imagine an actor so talented, so universally adored that an entire nation called him their son. A child prodigy who grew up under the spotlight, his every move watched with a kind of collective, almost familial pride. Yeo Jin-goo wasn't just a star. He was a national treasure in the making, the heir apparent to Korean cinema's throne. His image was pristine, his reputation impeccable, a seemingly untouchable figure in an industry built on scandals. But then he vanished. The dramas stopped, the interviews dried up, and the public was left with an eerie silence where one of its brightest stars used to be. What could possibly make an actor with a guaranteed future simply disappear? The answer isn't a single dramatic event, but a slow-burning fuse of pressure, expectation, and one tiny digital mistake that shattered a perfect image forever. For years, Yeo Jin-goo existed on a pedestal constructed by the public. From his heart-wrenching role as the young king in The Moon Embracing the Sun to his mature turn in Hotel del Luna, he wasn't just acting, he was fulfilling a destiny. The Korean entertainment industry is a machine that feeds on constant visibility and relentless perfection, and Yeo Jin-goo was its shiniest product. He was the actor who never made a misstep, never sparked a rumor, and seemed to live solely for his craft. But that very perfection became an invisible prison. Every gesture, every interview, every offhand comment was analyzed under a microscope. The pressure to remain the nation's pure, disciplined son was a weight that only grew heavier as the boy wonder became a man. The public that adored his innocence seemed unsure how to handle his maturity, and the scripts that once poured in began to feel lukewarm, failing to meet the colossal expectations placed upon him. A quiet distance began to grow, and by 2023 his public presence had dwindled to almost nothing. Fans started to whisper, "Where is Yeo Jin-goo?" Fans started to whisper, "Where is Yeo Jin-goo?" Fans started to whisper, "Where is Yeo Jin-goo?" And in the absence of answers, the stage was set for a scandal that no one saw coming. It all exploded in July of 2025, not with a bang, but with a click. It started benignly, as these things often do, when sharp-eyed internet users noticed something off on the actor's official Instagram profile. Yeo Jin-goo, the man with the purest image in the industry, was following an explicit adult content account. Within minutes, the internet erupted. His name shot to the top of trending topics, not for a new drama or award, but for this bizarre, seemingly trivial digital faux pas. Memes and mocking theories spread like wildfire. How could this happen to him? His agency scrambled, releasing a swift official statement blaming a careless error by a social media manager who had access to the account. But the public, long suspicious of anything that seems too perfect, didn't buy it. This was his personal profile, they argued. How could such a mistake go unnoticed for hours? The narrative spiraled out of control. Ironic comments flooded social media, and the actor known for his control and elegance became the involuntary star of the year's biggest joke. The shockwave wasn't about the act itself, which was, in the grand scheme of things, meaningless. It was about the devastating contrast. This was the nation's son, the actor who had built a career on being untouchable and sincere. In South Korea's hyper-strict culture of public image, where morality is often judged with extreme severity, this accidental click was treated not as a mistake, but as a character flaw. The repercussion was wildly disproportionate. He lost thousands of followers in a day. Brands that had associated with his clean image began to quietly distance themselves. TV shows that had him on their wish lists canceled plans without a word. The agency's silence after their initial statement only made things worse, creating a vacuum that the public filled with its own damning theories. The damage was done. In a few hours, a meaningless gesture managed to topple years of meticulously constructed perfection. Yeo Jin-goo completely vanished from social media after that, deleting posts and going entirely dark, as if hoping the digital world would simply forget he was ever there. But the internet never forgets. In the void left by his disappearance, the rumor mills, which had always churned quietly about his intensely private life, went into overdrive. With no career moves to discuss, the public turned its attention to the one area he had always fiercely protected: his relationships. Old rumors with co-stars like Kim So-hyun, with whom he shared a natural growing-up-together chemistry, were dredged up and re-examined. His intense on-screen partnership with IU in Hotel del Luna fueled new speculation, with fans dissecting every behind-the-scenes glance and laugh for evidence of a real-life romance. Other names like Moon Ga-young were tossed into the mix, yet the most telling part of it all was the complete lack of evidence. Not a single photo, a leaked message, or a credible confirmation. In past interviews, Yeo Jin-goo had always addressed his personal life with a hint of sadness, admitting that his childhood dedication to acting had cost him normal experiences, that he didn't know how to balance love and a career. This confession, once seen as a sign of his dedication, now painted a picture of a profoundly isolated man. His silence, once his shield, was was now his cage, allowing the public to craft a narrative of a lonely star who couldn't connect off-screen. So what really happened to Yeo Jin-goo? Was it one scandal that ended it all? Or was it the slow, suffocating pressure of a system that builds idols up only to tear them down for the slightest stumble? The industry is cruel to those who slow down, and Yeo Jin-goo, whether from exhaustion or a deliberate strategy, chose to step away. The following scandal wasn't the cause of his downfall. It was the final, symbolic crack in a facade that was already straining under its own weight. It revealed the impossible standard he was held to and the fickleness of public adoration. He was a prodigy who never got to be imperfect, a man whose identity was so fused with a pristine image that a single digital misstep could trigger a collapse. Today, his silence is deafening. No new projects, no comebacks, no attempts to reclaim his narrative. The public that once called him their son has largely moved on, replacing him with the next shiny star. The story of Yeo Jin-goo serves as a stark reminder of the dark side of fame, where being too perfect can be the most dangerous trait of all. The question now isn't just where he went, but if there's even a path back for an actor whose greatest crime, in the eyes of the public, was finally proving he was human.